Okay, take, I don't know. Hello, my name is Eric and I'm a filmmaker. I got into filmmaking after watching Point Break. I was hugely inspired by Catherine Bigelow's masterpiece. I simultaneously joined a small film club in Reading called Reading Film Video Makers. I met some wonderful, great buddies that I've been filming almost 2 to 3 times a week ever since for the last 2-3 years. And we began shooting a couple of short action scenes with a gunfight, a fist fight, and a foot chase. And having had a go at these, I thought, well, could we connect these together into a compelling narrative? And that was the foundation stone of the Carter Sanction. What inspired me to make the Carter Sanction was 2 films. They were both from my childhood, in fact. First, it was Mission Impossible 1, specifically the fish tank restaurant scene at the beginning of the film. It's very rare to get the twist at the beginning of the film and also to get the twist hooked up with the hook simultaneously. And it's a very exotic scene as well. So it was hugely influential because the lead character, Ethan Hunt, is set up and then he goes on this journey to prove his innocence later on into the film. The second film that inspired me to make the Carter Sanction was Disney's Sleeping Beauty from the 1950s. I was particularly stimulated as a kid when I remember the dragon witch blowing flames onto the thorns and the knight has to go through the thorns to find the princess. Anyway, I took that concept from both of those films, kind of married them together, and that was the origins of the Carter Sanction. So I wrote, produced and directed the Carter Sanction, so it was quite a number of roles to take on, particularly for a first-time filmmaker. A bit naive probably and a big ignorant, but I'd highly recommend you dive in and have a go when you're making a film. That's the only way you're going to learn. You'll find yourself treading water, but luckily I was part of a wonderful group of people from my local film club, and we kind of marvels assembled, gang together. And I had a wonderful producer, Gabby Billin, and a wonderful DOP, Rick Canley, and a wonderful editor, David Gregory, who were kind of the core group who really pushed through the film. And I think if you've got people with that sort of skill set, that knowledge, and ultimately that sort of camaraderie, you can make anything. The worst parts of making the Carter Sanction were, number one, we were shooting a fight scene between my lead actor Rudolph Bernardi and Sajid Shah, who is one of the four characters playing Yannick. Rudolph was punching Sajid in a sort of Hollywood style, and this is actually very difficult to film. And it was the one moment on the film, out of all the things we've done, gunfights, fistfights, foot chases, long takes, that was the one bit I found difficult, and I genuinely didn't know how to film it. The second part that was difficult was my lead actor broke his ankle, not on the film, but separately. But you can imagine the sort of upset that was to production and would we ever get this film made? And the third bit actually making the film is currently in the stage that I'm at now, which is the protracted edit. Fingers crossed they will be finished very, very soon. But the best moment actually throughout the whole film was actually seeing the poster being completed. The first time I saw it, I was almost at tears because it's like seeing a checkered flag. You made it, you're almost there. So it's coming soon. The equipment I used to film the Carter Sanction was this, my DSLR Nikon camera, which is only about 200 quid. So it just shows you what you can do with a very small amount of kit and money, I suppose. But I was lucky enough to have a group of filmmakers also on board who had a Blackmagic cinema camera and a Blackmagic Ursa mini camera and also Panasonic GH5. I'm very lucky to have a wonderful group of filmmakers who are on board making the film, who are very knowledgeable about their kit, and I suppose we're using it for the first time in anger to make a really cool film. We're still promoting the film, but we started promoting through Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, basically just putting up stills of the film as we went through production. We also crowdfunded £300 to help make the film, and crowdfunding is more about just letting people know that you're actually making a film. You know, do you want to be a part of it or not? We also got a webpage, thecartersanction.com. Please visit it and you'll see character profiles, cast profiles. We have an IMDb page. What else do we have? We've got a poster which has been completed by our wonderful poster designer Rash Balgam, and we're also heading to film festivals. So watch this space, it's coming. So goodness me, I learned just about everything you can imagine to making a film. Primarily, I started off just like reading books and watching films, but it's only until you actually get on a set and it's down to you. You get out of the car, you get off your motorbike or whatever, and it's down to you. You have to lead the ship, and you're in the deep end, and you will learn a considerable amount about how to make a film. Probably two important areas are time management. The more time you've got, the more you can film, the more takes you've got, and how important it is for people to turn up on time. How setup takes at least, in my opinion, 2 hours, and how long takes can take, whether you've got the right angle, what have you, or camera position. And then also managing people management, keeping people on side, the morale on set going, trying to get the best out of actors and from your crew, and telling them this film's going to be made, it's going to happen, keep going. So the Wachowskis said that filmmaking is a social art form, and they're absolutely right. The relationship that the director has with the DOP, your camera operators, and also relationship with your producer is fundamentally key. It's the sort of fulcrum of the film. If that's strong, if those relationships are strong, you can communicate easily what you want, then you'll get a good film made. You also don't want to have yes people. You want people to challenge you, put forward their ideas, because that's going to add more layers to the film. And secondly, I would say it's the people that you're working with. You need to have a really good group of people who can work collaboratively to overall, whether that's sound operators, to production assistants, to editors, to come together to make a really good film. The final element I would also say is a statement I heard Tom Cruise say, which is you've got to have an attitude, this film is going to be made. And if you have that attitude, I think you can make anything. Good luck.